I'd like to, at this point, start showing examples of factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. But starting with case number 1, where a is equal to 1. If the coefficient of x squared is equal to 1, we have kind of a simple thing to work with. For example, suppose I had the trinomial x squared plus 5x plus 6. And I'm trying to figure out what are the two binomials that have been multiplied to produce this trinomial right here. Well, let us talk about a few things to sort of break down what we're looking for. First of all, how did I get the x squared if I were to begin with multiplication? The way to get the x squared is we're going to be multiplying an x times an x. That gives me the x squared. How do I get the 6 is actually the next easier question to answer. Well, I could have that in one of two ways, but essentially it comes from this times this. That produces the 6. Let me just put a dot here just to say I don't know what this is, and I don't know what this is just yet, because it could be a number of things. We're going to figure out what it is. How do I get that middle term of 5x? That comes from these two. X times whatever this number is gives me something x, plus this guy times x. Okay, so the product here of the outsides, the sum of the products of the outsides and the insides, that's what gives me the 5x. Now this is, I'm just doing this to illustrate perhaps a way to reason around how to get to this trinomial, or that is how to obtain the factors that produce this trinomial. But let me give you a quick and dirty method to visualize it fast. And so here it is. Whenever you have x squared plus something x plus something, that is the coefficient in front of x squared is 1, then you can do something really nice. All you have to do is look at the final term over here. We can call this the constant term in this case. It's just a number. Okay? And look at the factors that produce 6, the integer factors. So for example, 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 3 is also 6. Negative 1 times negative 6, negative 2 times negative 3. And so this is just kind of a list of the integer factors that produce that number. Out of this list, which of those factors also sum to give me 5? And it turns out these guys do right here. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5, which is the middle term that I'm looking for. Therefore, I can say confidently that this trinomial factors into the following. X squared plus 5x plus 6 factors into x plus 2 times x plus 3. Out of all the options that those two numbers could have been, positive 2 and positive 3 are the correct options. Why did I put a plus here and a plus here? Because these numbers, 2 and 3, are both positive. If I had those negative numbers, then I would have a minus and a minus. So let us check our result real quick by remultiplying. We're going to start with the factors. And multiply these out to see if indeed we get that original trinomial. So we've got x times x and x times 3 to start. So that gives me x squared plus 3x. Then we've got 2 times x, 2 times 3, plus 2x plus 6. Combine those like terms, producing x squared plus 5x plus 6. So indeed, that was our original trinomial. This seems to work. Let me show a couple more examples of case number 1, a equal to 1, and then we'll move on to the case when a is not equal to 1.